All right, you're listening to WCSB Cleveland at 9.3 FM, something called New Venture. Mr. Antoine Fafard. He's got a new CD out called Solus Operandi. Operandi? I don't know. One of those. Help me out, Antoine. How do I pronounce it?
I'm not sure. I mean, I pronounce it Solus Operandi, but, it's all instrumental music, so you can pronounce it the way you want.
Anything we want to say, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect. Congratulations. You have a new CD out. Excellent. You did a wonderful job with it.
Well, thanks very much for that. I appreciate the fact that you're playing this sort of music and that you help out artists like myself who are doing, intricate music that wouldn't have non-commercial music that doesn't get played anywhere else. So thank you for that.
Well, it was really funny because I started doing this a very, very long time ago. And I stumbled in a style of music that, for the radio station, was doing basically anything that was not mainstream. And I kind of fell into this music not knowing nobody else in the world's playing it. So I guess I stumbled into something very, very lucky. I stumbled into it, but I'm glad I did because it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you've done it for over 20 years, I think, yeah?
Oh, it's about 27 now?
Wow.
Yeah, we're showing our age. Well, yeah. But, we're not here to talk about how long I've been on the air. What about you and this new CD? It really is good. I'm enjoying it a lot. You got a lot of players on it, a lot of great players.
Yeah, thanks very much. Well, this is the result of a year and a half of work. I've started this project, so in the year 2010 or late 2009, I had the idea of writing some music for classical guitar in the fretless bass. I just like the idea of combining those two instruments, and I started gradually to compose some new music, and I asked a few friends to play on different tracks, and it progressively became some sort of a beast, In the end, the album has 17 tracks, over an hour of music, so it's I'm really proud of the result, and like you said, I've got some great guests, including Dave Weckl on drums on 3 tracks, and that was a really big thrill for me to have him on my music. I've been a fan for many years, and I contacted him, and he recorded 3 tracks, so that was really, really cool.
Well, Dave Weckl something else, because he was always playing, but he wasn't doing a lot of recording. And he kind of said he didn't like the fusion genre. All of a sudden now, he has kind of refound his interest in playing this style of music. He's playing with everybody.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't know about what you just mentioned. I kind of stumbled on his website one day, and I realized that he offered his services as a drummer, and I decided to contact him. I said, well, are you interested in playing on my music? And I sent him a few tracks, and he said, yes. So I was really surprised and honored, because, but without thinking if the guy was still playing fusion or not, I just thought, this guy's a legend, and it's just great to be in contact with him.
You can't go wrong with Dave's playing. No matter what style of tune you are putting together, he always seems to make it just a little bit more interesting.
I have to say, I've done a few recordings over the years, like drums recordings, and it's a very hard instrument to record, let alone to play it well. And I've got to say, when I received Dave's tracks, first of all, it was a big thrill for me just to listen to this guy playing my music, but the sound of the drums were absolutely amazing. I mean, he's really nailed the art of recording the drums, and put the two together, a great playing and great sound, and I was in heaven,
Yeah, he was definitely the guy that you wanted on the record, definitely.
Also have other drummers. One guy used to play with Canadian bass player Alain Caron. He's a drummer called Miguel Cormier. He's based in Montreal, and he's very great fusion player and all-around good player. So it was great to have him on a few tracks. And, I've got really a collection of great musicians, not necessarily all known, internationally known, but some of them are good friends of mine. It was just great to have all those guys playing on different tracks. It's been really an interesting journey.
Well, now, 17 tracks. Usually you buy a CD, it's got 6 or 7, maybe 8 tracks. especially with fusion music. You got 17. But
yeah, I don't know what happened. I just I was inspired, I guess. The ideas were just keep flowing, and in the end, I was like, should I remove some of them? And I thought, well, quite a little bit of work went into this, and I don't think people will be angry for having too much music to listen to, you know. So I thought every song had something interesting to offer. I didn't use the same formula on all the songs. That's one thing I always try to make a point when I write new music is to bring new ideas and different flavors and different things to enjoy, you know. There's a lot of music, there's no doubt about it.
Well, you know, yeah, you're absolutely right. Each composition stands on its own a little differently. So nothing is the same. There's no two songs alike whatsoever. Yet,
yeah, I agree. I mean, I was. You could say that some songs have some sort of flamenco approach because of the classical guitar, and other have more like spacey atmosphere. And then the song you just played, I think you played the New Venture and Free Motion. They are more like fusion with. I mean, it's you could break it down and explain technically why they are different. But I like to play with different things, different modes, different time signatures, and different orchestration. So yeah, I think it's fair to say that you've got a nice variety of different sounds, but saying that there's still, I think, a style which is, you can tell that they are all related somehow, you know.
When you first started working on the record, did you have an idea as to what you wanted to do?
Yeah.
Or just kind of, I'm going to throw a tune here and put a tune there and see what kind of shapes up. How did you come up to go about doing the whole thing?
My basic idea was this. I wanted to write music because, you know, I'm a bass player. That's my first instrument. And I've written 5 studio albums in the past with a band called Spaced Out. And my approach was always more or less the same. I was writing on the bass. I was composing riffs and coming with rhythmical ideas. So the drums are really an important instrument, you know, for a bass player. So I always, when I compose music, I write the drum parts, I write the bass parts, and I play with different patterns, you know. And this time around, I thought, well, I'm going to take a different approach. I want to write the music on the classical guitar, so to explore the harmonic and melodic world, as well as keeping the rhythmical side of the composition also very active. So I thought, let's write the music around the classical guitar and the fretless bass. I think those two instruments complement each other. It's a nice blend, and then go from there. So that's the basic formula. It's just to write the music around those two instruments. But apart from that, I didn't have a clear idea where I was going. I was just experimenting, and this is the result.
So basically, when you first started, you had no idea what you wanted to do with it.
No, I don't think I ever know exactly. I know the album. An album is always like a target, a goal, you know. But apart from that, no, I didn't have like a clear objective in terms of how many tracks, how long the tracks would be. All I know is that I want to explore things rhythmically, harmonically, you know, do a lot of soloing, solo exchanges. These are the basic things I want to explore. But apart from that, free to go. So and go in different directions. So
okay, now you really had no idea what you were really going to shape the album like. Mm-hmm. Did you have any idea or any vision that it would turn out the way it did early on?
No, I wasn't sure because I tried to bring a balance. The thing I didn't want to do is repeat myself. So I made sure that there were different tempos, different time signatures, because I think if you've got like 5 songs that sound exactly the same, there's not much interest in that. So the idea was to make an album that would sound different from one track to the other, but still would have this unifying element of the classical guitar, the fretless bass, and in order to put together an album that, if you listen to it from the beginning to the end, you go through different phases, different atmospheres, and a journey, basically. So, that was the basic idea.